Imagine that humans are like radios, capable of both transmitting and receiving signals. Radios work by picking up electromagnetic waves, tuning into specific frequencies, and converting those signals into sound. Similarly, humans might be able to send and receive emotional or energetic signals, though these are not translated into words, but rather into feelings or intuitions. Just as a radio station broadcasts music by modulating a carrier wave, humans might broadcast their emotions and intentions by modulating the electromagnetic fields generated by their bodies. When someone feels a strong emotion, whether it's love, anger, fear, or joy, this emotional energy could create a unique electromagnetic pattern, much like a specific frequency on a radio. This emotional energy could be thought of as a pulse or signal that is emitted from the body, similar to how a radio transmitter sends out radio waves. These pulses aren't verbalized thoughts, but rather raw emotional frequencies that travel through the surrounding space. Just like a radio needs an antenna to pick up signals, humans might use their bodies, particularly the brain and nervous system, to detect these emotional frequencies. The brain, with its electrical activity and potential sensitivity to electromagnetic fields, acts as the receiver, picking up the signals broadcast by others. Cryptochromes are proteins found in the human body that play a crucial role in regulating our circadian rhythms, the internal biological clock that governs our sleep-wake cycle. These proteins are sensitive to blue light and help our bodies respond to environmental cues. In some animals, cryptochromes are involved in magnetoreception, the ability to sense the Earth's magnetic field for navigation. While the role of cryptochromes in human magnetoreception is not fully understood, some researchers speculate that they might also help humans subtly detect changes in electromagnetic fields. The pineal gland, sometimes called the third eye, might function like the tuning dial on a radio. It helps the brain tune into specific frequencies, especially in heightened states of consciousness. If the pineal gland is involved in producing DMT, a compound that might alter perception and consciousness, or is sensitive to electromagnetic fields, it could enhance the brain's ability to tune in to the emotional broadcasts of others. Processing, converting signals into feelings. Once the brain picks up these signals, it processes them, not as words or clear thoughts, but as emotions or intuitions. This is similar to how a radio converts electromagnetic waves into sound. The receiver doesn't hear the signal directly, but instead feels it as a shift in mood, a gut feeling, or an intuitive understanding of what the other person is experiencing. Just as different radios may interpret signals differently based on their tuning and quality, different people might interpret these emotional signals in varied ways. One person might feel a vague sense of unease, while another might pick up a clearer emotional picture, depending on their sensitivity or state of mind. Nonverbal communication, a subtle form of telepathy. This form of telepathy is more about emotional resonance than direct communication of thoughts. It's like how radios playing the same station are in sync, even though they are separate devices. When two people are emotionally in tune, they might pick up on each other's feelings more clearly, even from a distance. Much of this communication likely happens below the level of conscious awareness, where people are not fully aware they are receiving signals. Instead, they might simply feel an inexplicable connection or a strong sense of empathy towards someone. In altered states of consciousness, whether through meditation, intense focus, or even naturally occurring DMT production, this ability to tune in might become stronger. The pineal gland, acting like a finely tuned receiver, might allow deeper access to these subtle frequencies, enhancing the perception of emotional signals. Telepathy as emotional radio waves. Telepathy isn't about directly hearing words in your head, but rather about sending and receiving emotional energy, much like how radios send and receive sound waves. The human brain and body, aided by cryptochromes and potentially the pineal gland, act like a radio system, broadcasting and picking up emotional frequencies. These frequencies aren't processed as language but as feelings and intuitions that the receiver must interpret. This form of communication, while subtle and often subconscious, might be a natural extension of our ability to empathize and connect with others on a deeper level.